A new report from LAist raises serious concerns about the response to the Eaton Fire.
That's right. A whistleblower claims a county employee with a history of sleeping on the job held an important role overseeing emergency alerts during the disaster, claims the county denies. LAist climate and environmental reporter Erin Stone joins us now with more on these allegations. Thank you so much for being here, Erin.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get right to it. What exactly is this whistleblower saying about what happened during the Eaton Fire?
So this complaint was filed by Nick Vaccaro, who is an associate director at the Office of Emergency Management since 2023. He filed this complaint right after the McChrystal After Action report came out. And he basically felt he needed to file this complaint because he felt the details of what he experienced and heard from night shift staffers should have been included in that report. And what he alleges is that another associate director, a longtime county employee, Mr. Steve Lieberman, was put in charge the night of the Eaton Fire. Mr. Lieberman, he alleges, had a, quote, long history of sleeping on the job. Vaccaro had witnessed him falling asleep in meetings. And he alleges in this complaint that the night the Eaton Fire broke out and devastated Altadena, Mr. Lieberman was in charge of emergency management staff, including those sending evacuation alerts that night. Vaccaro was the Emergency Operations Center director during the day when the Palisades Fire broke out. He showed up for his shift the following morning on January 8th when we know much of Altadena, including West Altadena, had been just devastated by the fire, where he said he was greeted by Mr. Lieberman, and Mr. Lieberman allegedly told him, "Why are we even activated? There's nothing going on." Mr. Vaccaro was very upset by this, felt he wasn't going to get a good briefing from Mr. Lieberman, spoke with other night shift staff that were there who told him that he had been sleeping throughout the night.
So there was evidence that Mr. Lieberman had been sleeping that night when all of this was going on.
This is according to night shift staff. I did speak with a person who also was there very early in the morning before the end of Mr. Lieberman's shift and did witness him asleep in his office as well.
So what kind of investigation is ongoing now with this new information out there?
So it's a whistleblower complaint. The county is aware of it. They are going to go through their protocol to investigate the claims in his complaint. This is not the only complaint, the only claim in his complaint. It's just one of several serious assertions. So that's now in the process of being investigated by the county.
Do we know whether this complaint has led to an investigation or any kind of review of the county's emergency response?
Right now, it's under review. It's going to be investigated.
Did you learn anything while doing this story about what kind of procedures are in place for when there's these overnight shifts, of what people like Mr. Lieberman should be doing during that shift? Yeah,
so as I understand, speaking to the county, speaking to Mr. Vaccaro, who was in the same position, speaking with other people who are experts in emergency management, the role of the Emergency Operations Center director, and just to clarify, the Emergency Operations Center is in East LA. It's a physical building where there's a lot of screens similar to here, where they're watching TV, watching what is going on, monitoring the situation. And then there's Incident Command, which is a little closer to the front line. And that's where they also get firsthand information. So the person at the Emergency Operations Center, the director of the Emergency Operations Center, is tasked with managing the room, kind of making sure things are going smoothly. They're doing a lot of, planning and documenting what is going on, and checking in with staff that are on alerts, on operational jobs. And what Mr. Vaccaro alleges is that this is part of a pattern of mismanagement at the Office of Emergency Management. He was in charge of staffing the roster because he was on his rotation ahead of the fire start, when the National Weather Service was warning that this was going to be extreme critical fire weather. And he had raised his concerns ahead of the fire about Mr. Lieberman being put in this position, and he was ignored by leadership. So essentially, the Emergency Operations Center director is not in charge of sending alerts or anything like that, but Mr. Vaccaro, during his shift, for example, during the day shift, did speak to leadership, speak to other staff about potentially sending an alert around 4 p.m. to broader swaths of the San Gabriel Foothill area. So that's kind of the role. They can take a proactive role, but they're really kind of managing the room.
Yeah, no doubt county leaders, the community, everyone involved here is eagerly waiting the response or the findings of this investigation. So Erin, thank you so much for your reporting.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.
All right, if you want to read her full article, check out our website, cbsla.com, and click seen on TV. A lot of very interesting information in there, very eye-opening too.
And if the county, I did send a long series of questions to the county. I did receive responses. They also denied the complaint. I also reached Mr. Lieberman by phone. He told me he had no specific recollections of that night, but he said he would not have been asleep during an active emergency. And he also did acknowledge that he may have fallen asleep at times during his career. The county, again, denies this. They say that, you know, when the top leadership at emergency management came to the office during the fire, he was awake. So there's many questions still.
There's a lot to go through here, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully some changes are made as well. Erin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.